Africans were among those most persecuted by slavery in the world. South Africa's city of Cape Town is one place that speaks of this painful history. Millions of enslaved Africans landed in South Africa at the Castle of Good Hope.
This chain is one of the original chains which a slave or somebody who has done any crime would have been chained against this wall, the original wall, and to confess to the clerk of the court whether he's guilty or not. So this torture chamber was to get a confession of guilt or not guilt out of them. So there would be this chain, but the worst of them is probably this one, the pulley. The assistants of the court of the clerk would bring this pulley down, and a prisoner would be chained to this pulley, head down and feet up, and would be hanged there, so the blood would rush through your head.
These rooms of the slave lodge have now become exhibition rooms, showcasing the atrocities committed by former colonialists and slave masters against former slaves.
You have to choose between guilty or not guilty, or life and death. If you admit to guilt, and it's a serious crime, so you would either be put under the gallows and hanged to death, or you would be staked alive. You know what staking is? They put a pole up you, and you are hang out there to death. But the vultures from Table Mountain would come down and peck on your flesh until you are dead. So it's horrific what all the people went through, but especially the enslaved people.
Slavery was finally abolished by the British in 1834. Years on, white supremacy and racial discrimination are still prevalent in parts of the world, including Europe and the United States today.
It's very sad for me as an African and as a descendant of the slaves to still see these forms of supremacy coming now and then up, whether it's a white rugby player on a field discriminating against another person of slave or black descent, or whether it is incident with Floyd in America. All of those forms of oppression needs to be condemned by all of us, and that's why there is, for me, is where UNESCO and world bodies must make more to make the youth aware.
We were shocked about that thing that happened of the players of rugby. That's why we want to ask why we have to be a slave, especially white and black. I want to, where can I put, that guy is a player and police shoot the player, maybe by the mistake, without knowing why he shoot him.
The world is being urged to remember the victims of the past, so that they may inspire future generations to build just societies.